Since the dawn of radio, there have been few personalities whose popularity rose to such heights that they became institutions in the cities in which they broadcast. The name Terry Dorsey is one. As generations of North Texans woke up to his unmistakable laugh and wit for over 30 years. This is Bobby Craig. Terry Dorsey grew up in Cincinnati, or as he used to say, "Nah, I never grew up, but I did get taller." He was always quick with a comment or comeback. Of course, in school, that usually meant Terry wound up in trouble, but luckily for him, he found a way to take advantage of his gift of wit. Not long after graduating high school, he found himself in New York City attending broadcasting school. With diploma in hand, Terry got his start in radio in Frankfort, Kentucky, where in 1967 he became a personality on WFKY. Terry's next gig gave him a taste of things to come as he moved back to his home state of Ohio, handling the morning show in Dayton under the name Greg Mason. 3 years into his first morning duties, the station changed formats. As fate would have it, his sister station had an opening, so Terry crossed the hall and started playing country music. It's also where Terry first worked with me. When I landed the programming gig at KPLX in Dallas and was in need of a morning man, Terry was my first and only call. And with the addition of his famous Heine Wine bit, well, he became a legitimate contender in no time. Terry was starting to challenge the undisputed king of morning radio in Dallas, Ron Chapman, and listeners and competitors alike were starting to take notice. KSCS's owners decided the only way to combat Terry's ratings juggernaut was to steal him away. And years later, in 1988, that's exactly what they did. He was banking that his loyal listeners would follow him down the dial. Well, as it turned out, Terry's timing couldn't have been better. His new station was willing to spend a fortune to promote its new morning star at a time when the country format was exploding in popularity across the country. Soon, Terry's move had not only upset the balance of power in country radio in Dallas, it shifted the entire landscape. While at KPLX, Terry had managed to nip at the heels of the market's morning leader, Ron Chapman. Well, with the move to KSCS, Terry was not only able to top Chapman, he rewrote the record book. The Dorsey Gang Morning Show finished in first place in 22 books, including a record string of 16 #1 books in a row. He was inducted into the Country Radio Hall of Fame as a DJ, and of course he was inducted into the Texas Radio Hall of Fame. While all those accomplishments are impressive by any standards, Terry would be the first to say it wasn't those things he was most proud of. The numerous charities he was involved with throughout North Texas, including the annual Lone Star Santa Toy Drive, were much dearer to his heart than any award. The name Terry Dorsey had become synonymous with morning radio in Dallas, and celebrities of all circles joined in the celebration at his retirement. Unfortunately, Terry was only able to enjoy sleeping in for 3 months before his untimely passing. His accomplishments, his legacy, his voice will continue to inspire for years to come. And that's why we are proud to dedicate today's 2015 Texas Radio Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony to the life and career of my best friend, Terry Dorsey.